Yeah, so it does accept the cookies automatically.
Yeah.
Only, yes, in some way Funda recognize you to be yeah.
When does that happen?
No, because on the right side of the screen, you see fout bij het laden van de pagina, probeer het opnieuw. And it always happens also if you don't accept the cookies automatically. So if you refresh, then yeah, you have to fill in you're not a robot. But if you do this verification, it won't come back. So you only have to do it once.
So that is your solution. Do you see any cars?
It's the best solution we had yet.
If you just have to do the captchas once every hour or so, I recommend you doing that manually and giving specific instructions in your code. Shall we go on? Like, what's your next problem? Are you getting this, or was this the
No, this working? Then you just scrape all the address names.
Yes.
And from these address names, you want to have the links, so you store them in a list.
Yes. Good job.
Then the first code is to try the pagination. So if you if you run the code, it goes to the next page. Yeah, and if you run the next code, you store all links of all houses.
Yeah.
In the list.
Very nice. So you are still very internal. Your focus is very internal. Everything that you do is kept in Python. It's not written out. So if your work now crashes, you don't have anything. So if you compare your stuff with what team project, the team 9 has done, is that everything that they do, they immediately dump to CSV. So I would like you to think about what is the data that you can already start dumping to CSV files at this stage. And I can immediately spot a few, right? Like probably these addresses in a way you want to store, right? Or I don't know, probably the links you want to store, the links that you identified. And then the next part of your script just starts opening up this list of links and then loops through it and writes all the details into another file. You see what I mean? So I want your focus to shift a little on getting data out rather than having data stay in Python. Okay.
Yeah.
So what about this one? This is like prototyping, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Nice. This like using the WebDriver Selenium to find stuff is way easier than pumping it to Beautiful Soup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That out already. Good. I don't know. Something is like, I don't know. Probably it's not here. I need to go to a different page or something like this. I don't know.
No, it should work.
Let me see again. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice job. Boom, you're a super geek. You have a progress bar in your code. I love it. Okay, that's good, because if you're as impatient as I am, this kind of puts you at peace for to kind of know how far you are. This is really good. I really like it. If you find the time, can you write like a little code snippet and put it on Tilburg Science Hub, or just like post your code snippet and we'll make a little building block, because I think this is really cool.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Do you need any specific more feedback here?
Yeah, if we like manually choose on our product page which variables we want to scrape. So like address is find element by xpath, and stuff. But for all variables, we just use find elements by class by tag name.
Yes.
And because all values are surrounded by tag names, but these are like the tag name doesn't always match the element name. like the, for example, then there is looptijd and there is 5 square meters, something behind it in the, you can see it in the
Where do you
data
need to
frame.
look? Where do I need to look?
In the data frame, like,
Below?
yeah, and then go a little bit to the right. Yeah, sometimes the column doesn't match the row. So if you have like price and then there is 7 days or something are needed. In if I run it in my R,
Wouter, this is exactly the problem that this other team had. And I said, you know, you need to use tab as separation characters, because what you do here in this code is oh no, yeah.
yeah, it has to be the last one has to be all details scraped to append.
Yeah, I think, are you scraping this? Okay, here we go. Ah, I know what it is. I know what it is. Does this have multiple? This is, you did it. Okay, what I really love, what you've done is you've written a general function rather than telling the scraper, oh, this is the address, this is the email address, the price. You've written a general function. All right. I love this. And I have never thought about it like this, but this is extremely good. And I want to use this in my code. But the problem is, suppose you have one house where there are 5 attributes, right? And it gets these 5 attributes and writes them to the list. And now there's another section where you have 10 attributes.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But you're telling this thing to just put it in lists. And that's exactly why stuff gets misaligned. Because, you know, it's trying to merge something where they only capture 5 variables with something where you capture 10 variables. That is completely logical to me. So what I want you to try doing is putting this data to JSON objects instead. Because JSON objects, they can have different attributes per instance, right? You have a list of JSON objects, and the first one is like with 5 variables, and the other is with 10 variables. And then you need to find a code snippet to take your JSON dictionary and put it into a CSV file, like a pandas thing. There will be like something like some import function where you bump JSON to a table. And the beauty is that this package hopefully recognizes the different column names and then sorts your data correctly.
Great.
The thing is a little too manual. Wouter, I'm really not concerned or troubled by your progress. I think you got the technical skills to get this one going. Please move this project more in a you know, out of the prototype stage into something more productive. I know you're prototyping, right? But I think some of those things you can already ship into production by putting it in a Python script and just running it, right? And you know, see where this goes. Kind of go away from that prototyping. You've done a really nice job. Really nice problems. Any final question you'd like to ask? Because I want to go on a break then.
No, thanks.
All
Thanks
right.
for your help.
Of course, you will be super unpopular if you like kind of avoid having a break. So sorry for putting pressure on you. All right, guys, that was really cool. So I'm gonna go on a 10-minute break. Back at 9:50, we're gonna continue with your code. I'll be back in 5 minutes with fresh coffee, and then you can shoot questions. Thanks a bunch for up to this moment. Recording the session. So hey guys, this is the second part of today's session live stream on feedback about deploying your data collections and pre-processing and documenting your data. In the break, Bas has asked me to take a look at scraper 8, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm closing up a few scrapers and browser sessions and humble attempts at solving captchas.